Early reviews for The Defenders are rolling in, and they are somewhat mixed, with some people pointing at a particular character as a major downfall of the series. That's right, I'm looking at you, Iron Fist. What the fuck? What is up, YouTube? It's Josh. This is the Den of Nerds. Guys, if you've been following this channel at all, first of all, thank you. If you haven't been following this channel, why not do that? Why not subscribe? Take a chance on the Den of Nerds. We do fun, nerdy things here. But anyways, if you've been following the channel, you know I've been super hype on most of the Netflix Marvel shows. I really like the two seasons of Daredevil that we have. I think Jessica Jones is amazing. Luke Cage was okay, and Iron Fist is one of the worst things that I've ever watched. So there's been some hits, there's been some misses, but overall, I am very pleased with the palette, the vibes, the mood, everything that they've been establishing for this shared universe on the Netflix shows. Now, this is all culminating with Defenders. Obviously, Defenders is the big deal. It is like the Avengers crossover of all of these different Marvel heroes that they have established so far on their shows. I don't have to tell you guys this. This is something that is very hype. People are very excited about it. So, you know, we're just getting out of San Diego Comic-Con. They showed the first episode. People really liked it. News media outlets are getting a chance to look at, I believe, the first half of the show at this point. Some people have been able to look at all of it. That's a little confusing to me. I don't know why Netflix continuously does this. Around the time when I did the Iron Fist Sucks video series, which was basically the same kind of thing where people were getting about half of the season, and that's what they were working with to do their reviews. So that's pretty much where we are at right now. Early reviews have started to pop off for the Defenders. Now, I'm going to read a few of the quick excerpts from some of these sites and kind of summarize their thoughts, and then I'm going to talk about one article in particular. I think it's on USA Today that kind of goes into the problem with Iron Fist, which is something I really want to get into and I'm really curious about with regards to Defenders. So let's first start with Collider. Now, the little snippet here is there's just not enough of it to start, and it takes too long for them to team up. If you thought Defenders would be a culminating chapter to the other Netflix Marvel series so far, think again. So far feels like another prelude, and it makes one wonder if we'll ever get to the main event. That's kind of interesting. So they're kind of saying that, you know, it's slow burn and it ends up feeling like just another setup, which is kind of unfortunate. You know, obviously we want plots in the future to be excited about, but, you know, it should really give us a great story, something that has some kind of a conclusion. That would be kind of cool. Now, Empire says Alexandra, who is Ridley, Sigourney Weaver's character, feels like yet another business person baddie whose dirty deeds are hidden by sharp suits, while the ongoing, vague cynicism of the Hand, like Hydra but with ninjas, fails to ignite much excitement. Indeed, the perilous Sigourney Weaver herself seems desperately bored by all of it. Even so, there is enough joy in watching the sparks fly as these four alpha characters finally collide to make you feel the Defenders might just have been worth the wait. It's a long-anticipated crossover series that delivers some engaging character clashes, but which fails, in the first half at least, to up the ante story-wise. So that's kind of interesting. There's some good and there's some bad in there. Now, again, I have to say, I believe they are only looking at the first half of the season, so I don't know if it's necessarily fair to make some of the judgments they make there, but Empire gives us kind of a good and bad sort of scenario, tells us a little bit about both sides of that coin. So there's another one here by We Got This Covered. Although only half of the show's 8 episodes were available for review, and I don't know if that's like just for this junket or if that's for everybody. The indistinct plot of the Defenders thus far seems like little more than serviceable excuse to tie all 4 Marvel Netflix series together, as if the writers opted to revisit previously established plot lines rather than devise a bold new threat. Perhaps this aspect of the show evolves in its later half into something more memorable, but as it stands, the characters and not the story of the Defenders are what truly make it worth watching. So, I don't know. To me, that's not the worst thing to hear. And like I said, it's only the first half. Perhaps it'll pop off towards the end and we'll get a setup for a much bigger conflict coming. But really, I think that the show is about the characters. It's about these characters that we've spent 13 hours with, 26 hours with Daredevil. getting to know, and we want to see how they're all going to interact. And I'm most looking forward to that. So that this one doesn't actually upset me all that much. Once again, contextually, they only have the first half. I'll just read one more from Coming Soon. They say, for fans, this is definitely worth a watch, though getting to the actual story might be frustrating for some. When the team up finally does happen, it's pretty satisfying. If you haven't seen all the other series, fear not. A lot of time is spent explaining. Hopefully we can let that go in the second half. Very interesting. So they're kind of saying that, something similar to what we've heard on all the other ones. They are saying that it's pretty satisfying when they all get together. So I don't know. To me, guys, none of that really bugs me too much. The slow burn, I don't really care. If the plot isn't like crazy great, I don't really care. It's more about the characters and setting up this first initial meeting for them. We're going to go back in a solo world after this with all the individual series. So there will have to be a bigger threat to get them to all team up again. I hate to say it, but it sounds like this is a 1.0, and the next time the Defenders all get together, it'll be a much bigger deal with maybe a more of a big budget and a better villain. That would be really, really cool. But, one thing I'm not getting here in any of these reviews is anything about Elektra. I personally believe that when Elektra is introduced into this series, the conflict between her and the Defenders and Matt and the Defenders, because Matt loves this lady, is going to be really the meat and potatoes of the emotional resonance, and the story is really about Daredevil and Elektra and about Iron Fist, because Iron Fist is a sworn enemy of the Hand. He's going to want to kill Elektra. So I think that sort of, I don't want to call it a love triangle, but more like a drama triangle with love involved, is going to be super interesting. And I think that that's in the back half of the season. So I don't think we've gotten to the meat and potatoes. Okay. Now, quickly here, let me go over the review from USA Today. And man, this gives me a lot of concern. I don't know if this is just sensationalizing, a certain thing just to make big headlines or whatever, but they are talking about how basically the show and the series is only as strong as its weakest link, and it has a very, very weak link, and that would be Danny Rand. Now, if you've been watching this channel, I am not a fan of the Iron Fist show at all, and I really disliked Finn Jones' portrayal of that character. And so this is kind of concerning for me. It says right here, I'm going to quote the article on USA Today. It says, from the first scene, Danny Rand / Iron Fist is an undeniable handicap. His own series premiered earlier this year to a chorus of negative reviews after weathering the backlash for whitewashing and cultural appropriation. Let me just stop right there. I am not concerned. I don't even want to talk about the whitewashing or the cultural appropriation. This is an adaptation of a comic book series in which a white guy is learning kung fu and becoming a weapon for this power. If that adaptation is a problem for you and you think that they should probably change it to be more culturally sensitive, then you're on the wrong YouTube channel. Go somewhere else. I don't care about that. I really don't. I care about context, I care about story, and I care about delivery for an actor. So, man, okay, so let's go on here. It says, so how do you build a series when 3 of the heroes are appealing, well-formed characters with strong actors behind them, but the 4th is annoying, boring, and poorly acted? Oh my God, no! One would hope that the Defenders would shy away from Danny and his petulance, but unfortunately, Iron Fist is integral to the larger plot. Every scene featuring him drags, and he is in too many to ignore, with clunkier dialogue than his fellows. Okay, so the article kind of goes on here to talk about some of the bigger problems for the actual show. They're like, you don't have to blame it all on Danny Rand, but he's pretty much the big problem. So let's talk about this, guys. I'm not a fan of Iron Fist. I'm not a fan of Finn Jones in that role. I'm not a fan of what Scott Buck did in that show or what he appears to be doing with the Inhumans show. But I just don't know if this is going to be an actual problem or not. My gut tells me that when I go into this, I will be okay with Iron Fist and his portrayal because he's at least going to be consistent to the character we established, and because there's so many other goodies there and his goofy, weird nature is going to play off of these other characters, I think it will be okay. I'm really hoping, and maybe I'm stretching here, But I've thought a lot about this, and at first I was going to do a video completely just about how I think Iron Fist is going to ruin the Defenders. And it's possible that he does. I mean, God, I don't want that to be the scenario. But when you look at just the pantheon here for the Netflix shows, he's the weakest link. And man, it's scary to think that they're not changing too much about him, and he's going to essentially be that same character in the show. It's disconcerting. But my gut tells me it'll be okay. Maybe. I don't know. I didn't really hear it from any of those other reviews, and granted they were just little snippets, but that Danny Rand is a big problem for them. So I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comment section. What do you think? Do you think that's crazy and that this will actually make us like Danny Rand more? I don't know, guys. You're going to have to let me know. I believe USA Today also only had access to the first 4 episodes. So a lot of these reviews, you got to take them with a grain of salt because I don't think they have the full picture here. But that also begs the question, Netflix, why are you doing that? Why are you setting out 4 episodes in an 8-episode series and you know it's slow burn and kind of whack, and the narrative, you need more for the narrative? Why not just release them all and put like an NDA or something out, or like I don't know, an embargo, something. You got to get better at this, because now this is 2 series in a row where we're getting semi to really bad negative buzz about your shows from the press. So I think you need to reconsider the way that you're handling that. If you're Netflix, if you're a person at Netflix watching this video, hi there, what's up? I like what you do. Except when it comes to PR and the Marvel Netflix shows, do better. You could do better, okay? So like I said, guys, let me know in the comment section. Interested to hear all of your thoughts about this. I got my fingers crossed here. I'm excited for Defenders. I will be reviewing the show. I'll be talking about the show when it drops. And who knows? I think we're going to be okay here. That's what my gut tells me. I think Finn Jones might end up being the weakest part of it, but I don't think that it'll be so bad that it'll destroy the show. There's just too much goodness in there. You've got the chemistry. That's what all the other little reviews were saying. The chemistry between the actors is great. And that's what the Defenders is about. That's what team-ups are about, the chemistry. So I think we're going to be okay. Let me know what you think, okay? And as I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and nerdy day. See ya!